everyone. Today will be about square roots. Today will be about square roots of function and rational function. What is this square roots of function? Square root of function definition. The square root function is basically of the form fx equal root x. The parent square root function is fx equal root x. This is the inverse of the square function gx equal x x2 as the square and square roots are the inverse operation of each other. As this square root function is increases as the values of fx increase y the increase of values of x, and as it is 1 it is bijection, and so it has an inverse. Formula square root function is fx equal square root x. Nah, example, find the output if the square root function fx equal to square root function x plus 1 plus 7 for the input. A, x equal 0, B, x equal 3, and C, x equal x. Solution 1. We use each input in the function to get the corresponding output. This A f0 equal to square root x plus 1 plus 7 equal to times 1 plus 7 equal 9. 2b f3 equal to root 3 plus 1 plus 7 equal 2 times 2 plus 7 equal 11. 2c f8 equal to 8 plus 1 plus 7 equal 2 times 3 plus 7 equal 30. So ax equal 0 equal 9, to bx equal 3 equal 11, and to c x equal 30. Next. Okay, next rational function. What is this rational function? Rational function. A rational function is a rational that is the ratio of polynomials and the function of one variable x. Is called a ratio function if it can be represented as formula fx equal px divided by qx, where px and qx are polynomials such that qx not equal to 0. For example, if x equal to square 2 plus x mean 2 divided by 2 x square 2 mean 2x mean 3 is a rational function, and here 2x square 2 mean 2x mean 3 not equal to 0. Next, domain a rational function. A vertical asymptote represents a value at which a rational function is undefined, so that value is not in the domain of the function. If a reciprocal function cannot have values in its domain that cause the denominator to equal 0. In general, to find the domain of a rational function, we need to determine which input will cause defined by 0. Domain of a rational function, the domain of a rational function includes all real numbers except those cause the denominator to equal 0. Next, vertical asymptotes. The vertical asymptotes of a rational function may be found by assuming the factor of the denominator that are not common to the factor in the numerator. Vertical asymptotes occurs at the zeros of such factors. Example, find the domain of if x equal 6 square 2 means x plus 1 divided by 2x 2x to the third power plus 6x square 2 plus 4x. If x equal 6 square 2 mean x plus 1 divided by 2x x squared 2 plus 3x plus 2. If x equal 6 squared 2 mean x plus 1 divided by 2x x plus 2 x plus 1. 2x divided by 2 equals 0 divided by 2. X not equal to 0. X plus 1 equals 0 minus 1 minus 1. X not equal to 1. X plus 2 equal 0 means 2. X not equal to 0. Domain all real numbers excluding means 2, means 1, 0.
Okay everyone, good morning. In this video I will be explaining you about skip. Hello everyone. In this video I will be explaining you about star case function and piecewise function. Okay, star case function. Yang pertama, first scaling function. Scaling function is a function in which the smallest as success integer is returned. In other words, the sharing function of a real number x is the least integer that is greater than or equals to given number x. The sharing function is definition as fx equals to minimum open bracket an element a belongs to set z. A is more than or equals to x close bracket. Number 2, scaling function symbol. The scaling function symbol is also known as the smallest integer function. The notation to prepare this function is absolute value. It can be used as absolute value x or tail x, or if x equals to absolute value x. The symbol of floor function is also a type square of bracket. Next, sharing formula. The formula to find the sharing value for any given specific value is fx equals to minimum open bracket an element a belongs to a set z. A is more than or equals to x close bracket is represented by fx equals to absolute value x equals to least nearest successive integer of specific value. Example, find the trailing value of 3.7. Answer, given x equals to 3.7, as we can see the integer more than 3.7 are 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. The nearest integer is here 4. Therefore, f 3.7 equals to absolute value 3.7 is equals to 4. Next, for function. For function formula, fx equals to absolute value x equals to large near integer of specific value. Example, find the floor value of 3.7. Answer, given x equals to 3.7. If we see the number of integers less than 3.7 is 3, 2, 1, and 0, and so on. So the highest integer will be 3. F 3.7 equals to absolute value 3.7 equals to 3. Next, piecewise function. In mathematics, piecewise function definition is called a piecewise function, a hybrid function, or defined by cases. Is a function defined by multiplied subfunction, where each subfunction applies to a different interval in the domain. Piecewise definition is actually a way of expressing the function rather than a characteristic of the function itself. A distinct but related notation is that of a property holding piecewise for a function used when the domain can be divided into intervals on which function the property holds. Unlike for the notation above, there is actually a property of the function itself, a piecewise linear function, which happens to be also continuous, is depicted as an example. Minus 3 minus 3 minus x if x is, is less than or equals to minus 3. Next, x plus 3 if minus 3 is less than or equals to x is less than or equals to 0. Next, 3 minus 2x if 0 is less than or equals to x is less than or equals to 3. Next, 0.5x minus 4.5 if 3 is less than or equals to x. Next, the graphic. Notation. Notation and interpretation. Piecewise function can be defined using the common functional notation, where the body of the function is an array of functions and associative subdomains. The subdomains together must cover the whole domain. Often it is also returned that they are pairwise disjoint, form a partition of the domain. In order, the overall function to be called piecewise. The subdomains are usually returned to be interval. Some may be degree interval, single point, or underbounded interval. For bounded interval, the number of subdomain is returned to be finity. For underbounded interval, it is often only returned to be locally finity. For example, conditioner for the piecewise definition of the absolute value function. Absolute function ab, ab, absolute value x equals to open bracket minus x if x is less than 0 plus x if x is more than 0. The graphic next, the last. For the for all value of the for of x less than 0, the first function minus x is used, which negative the sign of input value, making negative number positive for a value of x greater than or equals to 0. The second function x is used, which evaluated triviality to the input value itself. The following table document is absolute value function equivalent value of x. Okay, see you next video. Goodbye.